Hey, what it do, what it does, what we did while we're doing it. Welcome back to another episode of Big Talk. In this episode, guys, we'll be talking about something called a buy-sell agreement. You see, a business relationship is just like a marriage. You don't know who you're getting yourself in bed with until you really actually know the person. And maybe there's disagreements and the business needs to dissolve. So how do you protect yourself against a financial catastrophe and doesn't hurt your livelihood and actually make things easier and have things spell out? Well, we get something called a buy-sell agreement. It's like a prenup for a marriage. So stay tuned. So my client came to me after an incident that happened to his business. You see, he started his own business because he's one of the best painters in town and he paints cars for a living. And so my client came to me because his business partner got into a really bad accident and he couldn't come into work for 3 months. So business got backed up and the lights need to be paid, employees need to be paid, rent needs to be paid, and there's obviously expenses. And now my client realized how important his business partner is. His business partner does all the body work. So he repairs the cars and prepares it for painting. So they need each other. And it's when one person goes down, it's like, how can the business operate? So his business took a really big hit. Now, I explained to him the purpose of a buy-sell agreement and how he can fund it utilizing one of our products. So I'm going to share with you how a buy-sell agreement works. So let's say Bob starts a business with Sue and they both own 50-50 on this business. Now, this business is doing really well, right? But let's say something happened along the way. They have a disagreement. Things happen, you guys. When you get into a business together, sometimes you don't agree with each other and the way the business is being conducted. Or let's say Sue gets a divorce and she needs to split some of this business equity, right? Or let's say Sue gets disabled, gets to a bad car accident. She's unable to come into work. Or let's say Sue wants to go into retirement and wants out. Or heaven forbid, she dies. What happens to this business? How do they protect themselves and make sure they get their fair share because they built this business together? Well, we set something up called a buy-sell agreement, meaning that if something should happen to the partner, the other partner has to buy or sell in a particular, let's say, for example, 10 years plus interest paid out to the other partner, the remaining partner, or their heirs. You see, that means Bob have to figure out how much sales he need, right? Make enough sales, pay the taxes on it, and then net enough to pay for the buy-sell agreement over a certain amount of years and plus interest. Over 10 years plus interest. That's how much time he's allowed to finalize the buy-sell agreement and fulfill it. You see, in order for him to fulfill the buy-sell agreement, he needs to figure out how much sales does he need. Well, guess how much he needs for a shop that, let's say, is worth about $10 million. He needs to make $100 million in sales. Pay the taxes on it to fund that buy-sell agreement. So $100 million, you guys, is a lot of money. And especially when Bob have to perform the business and do everything all without Sue. He might have to hire someone to come and replace Sue's work, hire a couple more employees, or maybe expand. I mean, the business has to be really good in order for him to get $100 million in sales. So what we was able to help him do is set up a policy where it can fund the buy-sell agreement. So let's say Bob and Sue is both 40 years old. They went ahead and purchased a life insurance policy with a death benefit of $5 million. Okay? On a 20-year term. But in this case, it earns cash value. And we're going to fund this policy through their business. It's about $3,500 a year each. In premium. So $3,500 is being funded by the business, and they buy life insurance on each other. So when something does happen, a disagreement, a divorce, a disability, retirement, they have access to the cash that's being built in this policy. Or if there was a death involved, the death benefit will pay for the buy-sell agreement. So that's how you use a buy-sell agreement and fund it with life insurance, you guys. So I hope you guys learned something today, and I'm glad I was able to share this with you. You know, my client, when you start a new business, you definitely got to look into these things. What happens to this business when the partner dissolved, has a disagreement, goes into divorce, or decide to just back out and go, get into retirement, or heaven forbid, dies. You see, life insurance solves a lot of these issues. And if you want to learn more, get in contact with me. It's your boy SYZ Sizzle. Thanks again for tuning in.